This study investigates the impact of video pass-through functionality in mixed reality headsets on users' perception of self and others. Building on prior qualitative findings, the research quantitatively examines the effects of video pass-through on simulator sickness, social absence, body schema, and distance perception. 40 participants completed a body transfer task twice, once with a headset in video pass-through mode and once without a headset. The results indicate that using video pass-through induces simulator sickness, creates social absence, alters self-reported body schema, and distorts distance perception. Notably, unlike previous research, no perceptual aftereffects of video pass-through were found. The study's context is rooted in the recent commercialization of mixed reality headsets, such as the Meta Quest 3 and Apple Vision Pro, which enable users to blend virtual content into the physical world through video pass-through. This technology relies on stereoscopic, high-resolution, low-latency, and real-time video of the world displayed through headset screens, differing from see-through displays that project content onto a transparent lens. Prior work by Bailenson et al. 2024 anecdotally compared user experiences in pass-through and the physical world, finding symptoms of simulator sickness, lapses in distance estimations, social absence, and changes in body perception. The current study aims to quantify these prior qualitative findings and situate them within psychology and communication theories, as well as the technological affordances of these headsets. The results have broader implications for the widespread adoption of mixed reality headsets and their impact on theories surrounding presence and body transfer. The study's findings highlight the need to further explore the effects of video pass-through on human perception and social interaction, particularly in light of the increasing commercialization and potential widespread adoption of this technology. Sensory conflict theory is often cited as a primary cause of simulator sickness, which occurs when conflicting information from visual, vestibular, and somatosensory systems disrupts the usual interaction between senses. However, most studies focus on rendering 3D content and scenes, whereas this research explores real-time stereoscopic video of the real world. The first research question, RQ1, investigates whether short doses of video pass-through can induce simulator sickness. Previous studies have shown that pass-through video exergames exhibit only minor simulator sickness. The researchers also examined changes in individual body perceptions, including body shape and size, in video pass-through compared to without the headset. These changes are attributed to distortions in the pass-through medium and the technological affordance of camera placement higher than the natural eye position. Prior work on body ownership and transfer in augmented reality, AR, has implemented the classic rubber hand experiment, illustrating that individuals in AR do not report feeling as much ownership of their rubber hand as in the real-world setting. In contrast, other work using see-through HMD has shown that participants experience body ownership with their mirrored virtual body in a virtual mirror. This study aims to quantify the degree to which embodiment and body ownership is experienced in video pass-through when users view their physical bodies before a physical mirror, RQ2. The study also examines how the perceptual system is impacted while wearing video pass-through and the aftereffects that occur once the headset is removed. Previous research has demonstrated aftereffects in see-through video, such as underreaching for objects while wearing a see-through HMD and overcompensating by overreaching once the headset is removed. More recently, scholars have directly examined video pass-through, finding that distances were underestimated in a blind throwing task in video pass-through compared to without a headset. This study seeks to understand how users experience differences in distance perception in video pass-through compared to the physical world, how these effects change with time in the HMD, and the aftereffects of HMD removal, RQ3. Furthermore, the study investigates how social absence differs in mixed reality compared to without a headset in an experimenter-participant setting, RQ4. The study employs the Meta Quest 3 headset with full-color pass-through, and hand controllers were not used during the study. Here is a combined summary of pages 5 and 6 of the research paper. The study employed a repeated measures design, where participants were randomly assigned to either a pass-through followed by no headset condition or a no headset followed by pass-through condition to counterbalance order effects. In both conditions, participants performed basic body awareness therapy and VR avatar body transfer exercises to elicit a feeling of body awareness and embodiment. These exercises involved rotating their torso, waving at their mirror image, walking in place, and standing still in front of a mirror for 1,530 seconds, as shown in Figure 1. This was followed by a blind walk task to assess how accurately participants could estimate distances, as depicted in Figure 2. The blind walk task consisted of 4 trials. I. Wearing the headset. E. Directly after removing the headset. E. Without the headset. And IV. Without the headset for 3 more trials after the initial no headset trial. Participants completed a post-experiment questionnaire after each condition, inquiring about simulator sickness, presence, embodiment, change in perceived body schema, and body distortions. The questionnaire aimed to capture the participants' subjective experiences and perceptions after performing the body transfer exercises and blind walk task. Prior to the experiment, a sample size calculation was conducted using G-power, with a power of 0.8, effect size of 0.5, and an alpha error probability of 0.05, resulting in a required sample size. The study's design and methodology were carefully crafted to minimize order effects and ensure the reliability of the results. The use of a repeated measures design allowed for the examination of within-participant differences between the pass-through and no headset conditions. The study aimed to investigate the impact of pass-through technology on enhancing embodiment in virtual reality. A total of 40 participants were recruited, with ages ranging from 19 to 37 years old. The demographic characteristics of the participants are presented in Table 1, showing a diverse group in terms of gender, race, ethnicity, and prior experience with virtual reality and pass-through technology. Participants engaged in a blind walk task to assess distance perception under 4 conditions. I. Pass-through. E. Direct following pass-through. E. Without headset. And IV. Without headset after initial trials. The results measured the difference in distance between where participants perceived the target to be and its actual location. Simulator sickness was assessed using the Simulator Sickness Questionnaire, which consists of 3 subscales: nausea, oculomotor, and disorientation. The total scores can indicate negligible, minimal, significant, or concerning levels of simulator sickness. Sense of embodiment was measured using an adapted avatar embodiment questionnaire, focusing on 9 items suitable for the pass-through scenario. Change in perceived body schema was assessed with 6 items from the virtual embodiment questionnaire, evaluating how participants perceive and feel toward the spatial representation of their body. Body distortion was measured with 4 items on a 5-point scale, assessing the extent to which participants experienced distortion. Presence was measured using a 5-point adapted virtual human interaction lab, VHIL, presence scale, with 3 subscales. The study's findings contribute to understanding the role of pass-through technology in enhancing embodiment in virtual reality, providing insights into its potential applications and limitations. Further research is needed to fully explore the implications of these results for future VR technologies. The research focuses on the impact of video pass-through on social presence, self-presence, and spatial presence, as well as simulator sickness, in virtual reality, VR, users. The study employed the Wilcoxon-Sindrank test to analyze the data, which was found to be non-parametric and not normally distributed. The results indicate significant differences in simulator sickness categories, including nausea, oculomotor, disorientation, and total simulator sickness, between participants using video pass-through and those without a headset. Notably, the pass-through condition showed higher means in all these categories, suggesting a greater incidence of simulator sickness. The study also explored the means and standard deviations of dependent variables by condition, highlighting differences in embodiment, appearance, response, ownership, multisensory, and perceived change in body schema. These findings emphasize the importance of considering the impact of video pass-through on VR user experience, particularly in terms of simulator sickness. In this study, the authors investigate the effects of video pass-through on simulator sickness, embodiment, and distance perception in augmented reality. They conducted a mixed methods experiment involving 20 participants who experienced both video pass-through and a physical environment without a headset. The results show that even short exposure to video pass-through can cause simulator sickness, as indicated by the bar plot in Figure 3. Participants reported higher levels of perceived change in body schema and body distortions in video pass-through compared to the physical environment. This is evident from the Wilcoxon-Sindrank test, which showed no significant differences in sense of embodiment but significant differences in body schema and body distortions. The authors also explored distance perception under various conditions. Using a linear mixed effects model, they found that participants exhibited significant underestimation of distances while in video pass-through compared to conditions without a headset. When comparing distance underestimation in pass-through and directly following pass-through, the average participant who just removed their headset underestimated distance less by 21.27 centimeters than in pass-through. Moreover, there were significant differences in distance underestimation between pass-through and no headset conditions, with participants underestimating distances less by 8.85 centimeters when not wearing a headset. These findings suggest that video pass-through can alter users' perception of their body and environment, potentially leading to simulator sickness and distorted distance perception. The study highlights the importance of considering these factors in the design of augmented reality systems to enhance user experience and mitigate adverse effects. The research explores the relationship between social presence and the use of video pass-through in mixed reality (MR) interactions. It compares social presence scores when users interact without a headset versus with video pass-through. The results show a significant increase in social presence without a headset, with a median value increase of 30.55%. This is demonstrated in Figure 5, which illustrates the difference in mean social presence scores between the two conditions. The study also discusses the influence of MR content on user psychology and the effects of video pass-through on users' perceived body schema and body distortion, as shown in Figure 4. The findings suggest that while there were no differences in participants' embodiment in their physical bodies, there was a change in users' perceived body schema and body distortion while in pass-through compared to the physical reality. This could be attributed to the curvature of the small screens in MR devices. The study draws from psychology and communication theories, as well as device affordances, to understand the psychological and behavioral effects of video pass-through. This study examines the effects of video pass-through in mixed reality (MR) headsets on users' perception and social interactions. It reveals that even with recent advancements, MR headsets still cause perceptual and social effects that limit their use as an everyday medium for augmenting physical world interactions. The findings suggest a discrepancy between the user's real eyes and the camera display's location, leading to changes in body perceptions and simulator sickness, particularly disorientation. This supports the sensory conflict theory, which suggests that MR headsets create incongruities of conflicting information and desynchronized sensory outputs. Moreover, the study highlights the underestimation of distance in MR headsets, a well-documented finding attributed to the weight and field of view of video pass-through, as well as geometric distortions in the display graphics. However, there were no significant aftereffects from a very short headset experience. In terms of social implications, the study illustrates that MR headsets can diminish social presence in the physical world, making users treat being in pass-through similar to being in a virtual reality. This could be due to the low field of view in a headset compared to without one and the lower visual fidelity of the physical surrounding in pass-through. Further investigation is needed to explore how users experience social absence in dyadic and group interactions and test out the mechanisms under which social facilitation and inhibition processes may occur. The research underscores the need for further investigation into the longitudinal and long-term effects of video pass-through immersion to better understand how physiological indicators such as simulator sickness and psychological factors such as social absence can be minimized. This will help in making MR headsets more suitable for everyday use. Here is a combined summary of pages 17 and 18 of the research paper. The authors cite various studies on mixed reality headsets, including Apple Vision Pro and Meta Quest 3, highlighting their advanced features and potential applications. They also reference research on optical see-through head-mounted displays in surgery and their comparison with video see-through displays. The concept of motion sickness is introduced, and its relationship with simulator sickness is discussed. The authors then delve into the concept of pass-through in shared spaces, citing a study on its impact on player performance and experience in VR games. They also explore the effect of body ownership in immersive virtual and augmented reality environments, including the role of embodiment and body perception. The use of augmented reality mirrors to induce embodiment is discussed, as well as the quantification of adaptation to virtual eye location in see-through head-mounted displays. The authors examine the phenomenon of distance perception with video see-through head-mounted displays and hand-eye coordination using augmented reality systems. They also touch on social interaction in augmented reality and the impact of avatar personalization and immersion on virtual body ownership, presence, and emotional response. These studies collectively contribute to our understanding of the psychological and behavioral implications of mixed reality technology on human perception and behavior. The cited research provides a comprehensive foundation for exploring the complex relationships between mixed reality, human perception, and behavior. The author's synthesis of these studies sets the stage for a nuanced examination of the psychological implications of pass-through video usage in mixed reality. The presented pages provide an extensive review of existing literature on embodied identity, virtual reality, and simulator sickness. The authors cite numerous studies that investigate the sense of embodiment towards virtual bodies, physical body awareness, and the effects of self-embodiment on distance perception in immersive virtual environments. Notably, the Simulator Sickness Questionnaire, SSQ, is discussed as a widely used method for quantifying simulator sickness, with some studies arguing in favor of revising the SSQ factor structure when assessing side effects induced by immersions in virtual reality. The concept of cyber sickness is distinguished from simulator sickness, and the importance of standardized questionnaires, such as the Virtual Embodiment Questionnaire, VEQ, is highlighted. The VHIL presence scale is mentioned as a tool for measuring the sense of presence in virtual environments. The authors also explore the concept of avatar embodiment, citing studies that examine the plausibility and perception of personalized virtual humans between virtual and augmented reality. Furthermore, research on body weight perception, body dissatisfaction, and selective visual attention in body mass-modified self-avatars is discussed. The effect of frame rate on user experience, performance, and simulator sickness in virtual reality is also explored. The literature review covers various applications of virtual reality, including mixed reality office systems, virtual reality driving simulators, and virtual reality clinical research. The authors acknowledge the challenges and limitations of these applications, including the risk of simulator sickness and the need for more comprehensive assessment methods. Overall, the presented pages provide a comprehensive overview of the complex relationships between embodied identity, virtual reality, and simulator sickness, highlighting the need for further research and development of standardized assessment tools and methods. The research discusses depth perception in augmented reality, focusing on the effects of display, shadow, and position. It references various studies on egocentric distances in virtual environments, distance estimation, and presence and immersion in virtual reality. The body transfer task and adapted embodiment questionnaire were used to elicit a feeling of body awareness and measure sense of embodiment. The body distortion scale was also employed to assess body distortion. The study aims to understand how these factors influence our perception and sense of embodiment in augmented reality environments. The research paper discusses the concept of body ownership in virtual reality, exploring how participants perceive their digital mirror self-representations. It utilizes a mixed methods approach, combining quantitative data from a survey and qualitative insights from interviews. The survey, conducted using the Adapted Virtual Human Interaction Lab, VHIL, presence scale, aimed to measure social, self, and spatial presence. Participants were asked to rate their experience on a 5-point Likert scale, with questions focusing on aspects such as the sense of being in the room with the experimenter, face-to-face interaction, and the representation of their digital self. Interviews provided deeper insights into the participants' experiences, revealing a range of responses. Some participants reported feeling a sense of ownership over their digital mirror self-representations, while others felt disconnected or experienced distortion in their perception of their body. This distortion led to varying emotions, from discomfort to fascination. The study highlights the importance of understanding the complex relationship between the physical and digital self, particularly in immersive virtual reality environments. It suggests that the sense of body ownership can be influenced by factors such as the accuracy of the digital representation and the level of immersion experienced by the participant. Furthermore, the research underscores the potential for virtual reality to alter our perception of our bodies and our sense of self. By manipulating the digital mirror self-representation, researchers can explore how these changes impact our emotions, behavior, and overall well-being. In conclusion, this study contributes to our understanding of the interplay between the physical and digital self, shedding light on the role of body ownership in shaping our experiences in virtual reality. The findings have implications for the development of more effective and engaging VR applications, as well as for future research into the psychological and social impacts of immersive technologies.